and we're going to have a very powerful presentation for you here this evening. And if you're just joining us and this is your first time taking a look at ACN, or even your second time, I just want to go through a short itinerary with you so everybody's on the same page and everybody understands what to expect here this evening. Now, let me first start by letting you know that I know we're all probably working from home and there's a million distractions, from children to TV to even the cell phones in our hands. But if we could ask over the next 45 minutes to the next 1 hour, if you could just take some great notes. You know, we've all set time aside to be here. Let's all be here so that you catch every little bit of information that you can. The second thing that we want to do is we're going to go through a short presentation. For some of you, it's going to be a refresher. Who ACN is, a little bit about our company, the services that we take to market. We're going to talk about our compensation plan. And then you're going to hear from people just like you that said yes to this opportunity, in some cases 45 days ago, in other cases 2 or 3 years ago, that have went on to have a lot of success within this opportunity. We're going to talk about our services after that. We're going to run you through how the services work, how you get paid residual income on those services. And then we're going to end tonight with showing you how to build distribution. Now, I think we all can agree 2020 has brought Zoom technology to us. And this is a technology that is allowing us to do things we couldn't even imagine 17 years ago when we first took a look at this opportunity. To think that we can communicate ideas around the world without leaving our home. How many of us agree that's a powerful concept in itself? And then when you bring that into an opportunity that gives you a global platform, that what you're going to hear tonight is in 27 countries around the world. Now, when I first took a look at ACN, I couldn't imagine making money outside of my zip code, let alone outside of my state, let alone outside of my country, let alone globally. But today, that's the opportunity you're looking at. And so as I share my screen, I'm going to give you a quick run through on the company. I'm going to give you an opportunity to meet some people just like you that jumped into this opportunity, having some success. But I ask again, if you could, just pay attention, take some great notes because we have limited time here together. So let me share my screen, give you an opportunity to be introduced to what I believe is the greatest opportunity of our lifetime, and it's called ACN.
Right now, someone is watching TV, shopping online, sharing on social media, scrolling a news feed, cooking, turning on lights, texting, paying with a credit card, and someone is definitely making a phone call. Now, imagine earning income through your very own business every time a customer pays a bill for services they're already using anyway. With ACN, you can. With a 27-year track record of success, ACN is the largest direct seller of telecommunications, energy, and essential services in the world. Today, we operate in 27 countries and have offices throughout North America, Europe, Latin America, Asia, and the Pacific. We're constantly evolving our portfolio of products to stay ahead of what millions of consumers and businesses need and use every day. Now, ACN has added identity theft protection through ID Seal to its suite of essential services. Thanks to ACN's innovative mindset, we're just getting started, and the world is taking notice. Inc. magazine also recently recognized ACN as a private titan, a designation reserved for the largest and most iconic privately held companies in the world. This is your opportunity to establish your very own ACN business, offering the essential services that people and businesses already use every day, and an opportunity to get paid every time they pay a bill for these services. It's your life. Imagine earning an income on your own terms. That's what ACN is all about, and now you can be a part of it.
I love that video because it talks about the company that we're going to share with you. Started back in 1993, 27 countries today we do business in, generated over 4 billion in the last 5 years alone. Millions and millions of customers acquired. Matter of fact, they are the world's largest direct seller of telecom, energy, and essential services. ACN is the Amazon of services, as experts will tell you. And when I say Amazon, think about what they do. They bring a product and a customer and they put them together. Imagine tonight having your very own Amazon-like store that somebody could shop for wireless options, high-speed internet options, television options, electricity and natural gas, security and automation, credit card processing, and as you just heard in the video, identity theft protection. Now, I believe any one of these industries are massive in size. And if we were to get a little piece of any one of these industries, I think all of us tonight would be incredibly happy. But imagine being involved in a company that allows you to market these services globally and allows for you to get paid the same way major corporations get paid every time somebody gets a bill. Now, our unique way of getting customers is allowing us to go directly to a consumer, bypassing every single costly form of marketing. There's not going to be anyone standing in Walmart talking to you about your cell phone or somebody calling you at night talking to you about your electric bill. We're going to have an online presence for your customers to go to. And because it's your business, we're going to cater it all to you. We're going to have your name and your picture and your information. But that cost to be in business is $199. Now, for some of you here tonight, you're probably like me. Man, I got excited at $199 because I had $199. Look, what's stopping everybody in the world from owning businesses is always the cost. But when you look at what we got, $199 to get started, a $25 a month business support fee, and they will build you an online store that somebody could shop for anything they're looking for service related. They can see the pricing. They can see the packages. You don't have to do any customer care. You don't have to do any billing. If somebody has a question, your partner AT&T is going to answer their question. But what you and I are going to do here tonight is get paid. And I'm going to talk a little bit about getting paid. See, there's two ways that ACN happens to pay us. The first way is called bonuses, which comes in right away. So every time you and I sign up customers on services, we get paid what's called customer acquisition bonuses. Now, let me tell you the most important part of this slide, unlimited. That means if you want to bring 1,000 services in the month of October, you will get paid literally upfront in your bank account from those services. Now, when I talk about services, think about somebody like my mom. See, when I first got in, I was a little bit intimidated by what we're looking at tonight. And so my first customer had my last name, happened to be my mom. And see, my mom had a cell phone just like you. Mom had a cell phone number just like you. And I said, would you go to my online store and become a customer? Now, she happened to like the Verizon network. She was able to find a package that saved her $25 a month on her cell phone service. Now, where I'm from, mom saves $25 a month. How many of us agree that's a big deal? But what did it do? It opened up the conversation to what she was using for internet service and what she was using for television service. Mom happens to live in a deregulated state called New Jersey. She had gas and electricity. Before the conversation was done, she had 6 services at her own home, generated an immediate bonus for my family at $200. Was able to do the same thing at my home. Literally before the end of the week, we made over $600 in bonuses on services that my mom and me were going to use and spend money on every month like you. Now, that $600 is a big deal to me. To you, that might not be a big deal, but it was to me. But let me tell you the part that makes ACN so special, residual income. If you're taking notes, write this down, residual income. This is what the wealthy are doing. They're finding ways to get paid when they're sleeping. That's why they have time and money, because they're making money 24 hours a day. See, ACN allows us to tap into that wealth-based principle. Every time your customers get an invoice, you get paid a percentage of that bill. Doesn't matter if it's a business customer or a residential customer. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Can I get paid on my own bill? Absolutely. And here's what's great about it. We can teach you tonight how to go from 3% to 10% to 20% of somebody's bill. Now, I know we have landlords on here. How many of us know somebody that's a property manager, real estate investor, real estate agent? Every time somebody moves into a property, they need these services. And now we can show them how to get it from an easy to use one-stop shop website. So a customer doesn't have to go to 3 different places to get 3 different services. One place can control all of those different choices, and now they get paid. Now, look, when I first got involved, I got a couple customers, saw that it was valuable for my family, just like it is for yours. I started inviting people to come take a look. See, ACN is a direct sales company, and it gives you the second principle of wealth: leverage the efforts of other people. I believe tonight, nobody here would know who Jeff Bezos was if he had 10 employees. Why do we all know that name? Because he has literally hundreds of thousands of employees around the world. Well, imagine if you had somebody helping you and you invited people to come take a look and they put their hand up and said, hey, I want to be a representative. Do you realize that you get paid a bonus when they get customers? See, somebody joins ACN because of your referral, they're part of your team. Got the same opportunity you have. But when they get customers, they get a bonus, but you get a bonus. And that bonus starts at $50 and goes all the way to $300 per person at our senior positions. But let me tell you what makes ACN so special. 4%. If you're taking notes, write that down. 4%. Imagine making 4% of a customer that you never touched, that you never went out and got. And every time they got a gas bill, or every time they got an internet bill, or every time they got a cell phone bill, your family got paid. See, my vision wasn't big when I started. I just liked the idea. I wanted to do something different, just like you. I always believed in multiple streams of income. I love the fact that it was $199 and a $25 a month business support fee, and I jumped in with both feet. Now, over the course of time, today for my family, over 18 plus years that I've been doing ACN, we've been able to create a customer base of over 100,000 around the world. Now, for some of you, you might think, wow, man, that's amazing. Here's what I'll share. We're just getting started because we got Zoom technology. How many of us agree it's a different world here today? All of a sudden now I don't have to get on airplanes, nor do you. All of a sudden I don't got to go from one side of the world to the other, nor do you. All you have to do is be able to use what we're going to share you here tonight, and you can go as big or as small as you choose based on the opportunity you're looking at here this evening. Now, I asked a couple people to jump on here just so you can hear from them and their story. First individual out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This woman is a rock star, educator by background. I think we all can agree the teachers of the world need to get paid more money, yes or no? They're educating the youth. They're the future of our country, but yet we know they don't make what they should. She came into this and man, she's got a story to tell. She's an executive team leader. We're so, so proud of her. And that's Margot Hinton. And Margot, did you make it on the call here tonight? There you are. We're just going to unmute you.
Oh, there we go. I'm here. Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for allowing me to come on the call. This is an honor and a privilege just to be a part of this Rockstar team. I'm excited every day waking up, just thinking about the people that I get to see and have relationship with in this Rockstar system. So my story is basically simple. I saw ACN again after being involved in ACN a long time ago. And I decided this was an opportunity that I could not pass up. And like Patrick said, I'm a teacher, I'm a referee, I'm a coach, and I'm not refereeing right now. I chose to not referee during a pandemic. And so this opportunity is allowing me to make up for some of that income. And anybody that's just joining the business, I'm just telling you guys are in for a ride that's going to take you places that you never thought that you could go. So I'm just excited about it. I've been in the business for less than 2 months. I have 12 business partners and 60 customers, and it's all due to the training and support of the Rockstar team and the Rockstar system. Thank you for Patrick for allowing me to be on the call. Let's go Rockstars.
Margot, congratulations. You're an inspiration to all of us here tonight. Love your story. Love the fact that you're going at this the last 2 months from being involved and done an amazing job. And I know a big promotion's right around the corner for you. Let's zoom down to Atlanta. You know, we've got a great, I want to say the dynamic duo couple, both David and Alicia Harrell, who's done an amazing job in her opportunity, busy like a lot of you on here today. You know, both got very demanding careers. Their parents, you know, they got all the situations most of us have here tonight, but they've been able to jump into this and have a ton of success in a short time being with us. So I'd love for David or Alicia, if you're both on or one of you, share your story with us here tonight.
Thank you, Patrick. It's great to be here tonight. Yeah, Alicia couldn't be here tonight. She's feeling a little under the weather, but she'll be okay. But we're just, so I wanted to jump on here tonight and let you know. First of all, my name is David Harrell. I'm from Atlanta. Been in the business a little over a month and a half. My wife and I, she's a real estate agent. I work for a company that does a disaster cleanup and stuff like that. Got introduced to the business, like I said, about a month and a half ago. We have 132 customers now, and it's all due to the training of ACN and the Rockstar team. I mean, we really had the support and everything, and we're loving what we're doing.
You know, David, you know, appreciate you being on here tonight, and the fact that it's a home-based business, you can be with your family. This is probably unusual. I know you're a road warrior with what you do on your traditional job, but there's some people on here tonight that are saying, hey, can I make some money out of the gate? You know, does it take a lifetime to get a paycheck in this opportunity? And if you don't mind, you know, maybe just share a little bit about what's happened for you and your wife since jumping in. I know the residual part hasn't started. Those 100+ customers haven't kicked in, so you didn't get a piece of those bills. But just from the customer bonuses, how have you and your wife done?
We did good. When we got in the first, I think 2 or 3 days we were in, we made our $200 back by just signing up. So I signed my mother up. We started signing family, contacting our family and stuff, and we got those guys signed up. We have some friends that jumped in with us as well. So, it's just all about getting out there and calling the people and sticking with it. I mean, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have people tell you no. But what's so great about it, the more calls you get on and the more times you get on these events, you understand. And it doesn't matter if someone tells you no, you just move on. And you continue to move and continue to move. Maybe it's not their time. Maybe it's not the right time for them. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of the disasters that have happened, we've had 2 or 3 hurricanes in the last couple of months. We're having fires out in California. A lot of the people that I work with and want to show it to, they're working 12, 15 hours a day. And they're just like, hey, I know we're going to go through a lull here pretty soon. And I definitely want to hear about it. But right now, it's just not the right time for me. That's okay. But that doesn't stop me. So I have to continue and keep trying to find people and everything. So, but it's been great. We're really liking it. And it's afforded me to be home a little more than usual. Plus the pandemic as well, because I can work from home thanks to Zoom.
Love it, my friend. Love it. I know being with that daughter of yours and spending time with that family is exciting. And, how many of us love the fact that, David and his wife, 30+ days into it, 100+ customers, Margot, ETL, out of the gate, second promotion in the first 2 weeks, 2 months being in the company. And now I want to take you a little further down the road. And, here's an individual tonight who is a lawyer. And everybody, can we agree? How many of you had parents like mine that said, get good grades so you can go to school and become a lawyer? Problem is, I wasn't smart. I don't know about the rest of you here, but I wasn't the guy you'd be copying off of, right? So this guy not only became an attorney, he went to one of the nicest universities there are, Penn University, graduated, one of the top schools in the country when it comes to education. And today he's what's called a regional director. He's having a tremendous amount of success. And like David, like Margot, jumped into this looking for something more. And, just like you here this evening, and he's got a powerful story, and I want you to hear it. So if you could, I'd love to bring to the front of the room none other than Mr. Jeff Rincon, Regional Director.
All right, thank you so much, Patrick, for allowing me to share. I really appreciate you. So I saw this business a few years ago, about 6 years ago. Actually, it was just shared to me by another attorney that he got me so excited because he said, you got to meet these guys. I'm going to actually quit my law practice working with these guys. So I was like, someone tells you that I got to go to the meeting. And we saw it really made sense. We got to meet Patrick and his brother and saw how they were making money off essential services. we got started right away. And now 6 years later, it's actually been a life-changing decision because today we get paid on many thousands of customers. It's a different life because you get paid residually. So you're not so worried by the customers are going to pay the bill or not. And you see they have a training and support. So we just follow the steps step by step. And it's been very powerful and a game-changing conversation. So I definitely been very excited about this business. So definitely all due to training support of ACN.
You know what I love, and you know, Jeff, I know you've done a lot in the real estate space. Obviously, there's people on here tonight. Everybody knows a real estate agent, right? I don't know anyone that doesn't. Matter of fact, you probably get 15 phone calls a year from somebody asking if you want to buy or sell. How have you been able to bring this into that community, and how have they received this idea?
It's been very simple. So when I started, I had real estate already that I owned. So I just took the bills for my pieces of property and registered them like common area bills. And then I extended to tenants. I had 2 real estate offices for brokerage as well. And then I had my agents actually sign up customers as they close deals. And over a course of time, that we follow the system that you and your brother put together, and then shared it with real estate brokers, agents of other companies, and eventually other states. I was on a call with someone from Virginia that I would never be making money in that state because I don't know anything about it. But guess what happens? They're looking at the business now and they're like, wait, we have an office of 50 agents. We know title companies, mortgage brokers, home run. So I'm like, what? And I learned we're going to be talking about DMV. DMV is the DC, Maryland, and Virginia energy bills. And guess what? I'm in New Jersey in my house doing it on Zoom. So I can't speak higher than that. So that's kind of how it looks like.
Love it, Jeff. And how many of us here got a lot off of the testimonials we just heard? See, that's the part I loved about this opportunity is, you know, it doesn't matter what your background is. Doesn't matter where you came from. All that matters is where you want to go. And so we've got an opportunity that I've never seen in my lifetime to get paid on these services. And we're going to teach you how to do that tonight. And the individual I'm going to bring up is not only a representative of ACN, but what's called a regional vice president. She's climbed to the very top of the company. She's helping people around the world catch the vision of working for themselves, catch the vision of working from home, and catch the vision of making residual income. Today, her team has over 11,000 customers. Let that sink in a second. How many of you would sleep better tonight if you had 11,000 people paying bills that you got a piece of? Right? How many of you would throw that alarm out the window? How many of us would get up when we were done sleeping? Well, not only is she just an amazing, amazing trainer, she came into this with no background in what we're doing tonight. So what I love so much about her training is she can teach you how to get to where she is based on the fact that she was able to do it in record time. So put your hands together for Regional Vice President, everybody, Alejandra Cowman.
Hello, ACN. How's everybody tonight? I'm just so excited to be on the call with you guys. So grateful. I mean, Margot, David, Alicia. I see little Olivia there too. She's the real SVP of the family. And you know, Jeffrey and Con. I mean, I have so much respect for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sharing those inspirational stories. And guys, you're new to this company. You do not know who you just heard from. But Patrick Maser, he has been the #1 senior vice president, which is the top position you can achieve in our leadership for the last 13 years in a row. So I don't know about you, but I am excited that you get to hear from the master of building distribution himself again later on today to teach you how to go build a team. But my job here is just to get you paid. I mean, teach you the basics. You know, Patrick shared with you that my team together brought over 11,000 customers. We're closing on to 12,000. And you know, yes, that's wonderful, but I started from the beginning. I started from the exact same place some of you are starting today. The only difference is that instead of starting today, I started 7 years ago. But it's gonna come a time where you're gonna be here for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, and you're gonna be able to tell your story. And you're gonna be able to have your thousands upon thousands of customers, but you would not be able to do it if you do not learn the basics, if you do not learn how to get people paid. But how can you teach somebody to do something that you don't know yourself? See, when I came here, at first it was about me, but then I realized it wasn't about me anymore. If I wanted to build a distribution and I wanted to build a solid distribution, it had to be with a team of people that got paid. but I could not teach anybody to do something that I didn't know how to do myself. Could you teach me how to read if you don't read? Could you teach me how to sing if you don't sing? Could you teach me how to drive if you don't drive? Absolutely not. So can you teach somebody to get paid in ACN and bring customers in if you don't know yourself? So what I'm going to teach you right now is the very, very basic so that you can learn how to actually get paid, and so that you can help a lot of other people along the way and get paid. And that's how you actually build a business here. But the beautiful part about it is that it's super simple. It's very simple. Now, I do not necessarily like the word easy. I just think easy, means something that I've done every single day, and I know exactly how to do it, and I can do it with my eyes closed. But anything that I want to do for the first time may not be easy, but it's 100% simple. And so what I love out of ACN is that once you master the simplicity of our business, it's just duplicating that simplicity over and over and over again. And tomorrow when the new person comes, we'll help them get paid. And the next person comes, we'll help them get paid. And when the next person comes, we'll help them get paid. So our goal for today is to get you paid, and so that you can teach everybody else how to do so. Now you're going to hear this magic 2 words, and I say magic 2 words because there is not a most important position than that. Customer qualified. That is the first leadership position on your way to SVP. So before you reach ETL, before you reach regional director, before you reach regional vice president, you have to become customer qualified. So if you leave with absolutely anything from my training today, understand that customer qualified is the most important position in all of ACN. Why? Because it's the first one, and without it, we don't get anybody paid. So when a new person comes, unless they are customer qualified, they cannot get paid in ACN. I'm gonna repeat that. When you come into our business, if you are not customer qualified, because we are a customer acquisition company, you cannot get paid in ACN. So when do we want you customer qualified? Today. Because here's the reality, you came here to get paid. So whatever is your goal, whether it's personal goal, philanthropic goal, you need to get paid. That's the one reason why you came here. So customer qualified, I'm going to hammer it through you, because you have to understand that as people come into your organization, you want them customer qualified within the first 24 hours so that they can also get paid and duplicate the same thing down. And that's by getting everybody customer qualified, how you end up with thousands and thousands of customers. By getting people paid is how you end up with thousands upon thousands of business partners that are going to be loyal to you because they're getting paid. See, nobody wants to come in, put $224 down and never get paid. That's not the goal. So customer qualified, CQ, CQ, CQ. You're going to hear that a lot. It will put you in a position to get paid. Now, what is it? What is CQ? Here's what it is. Each one of our services is tied to a point value. I'm going to teach you that here in a little bit, so be patient with me, okay? Each one of our services is tied to a point value. Now, you do not have to remember those point values by heart. They're in your back office. I'm going to also give you a screenshot that you can actually take, and then you'll realize, what the points are, and you'll have them there as a cheat sheet until you learn it by heart. You're going to learn it like you learn everything else by doing it all over and over again. But understand that each one of our services is tied to a point value. Considering that, you either need 3 services with 7 points, that's our traditional qualification, is 3 services. Now, 3 services is not 3 people, it's 3 bills. So 3 bills with 7 points could be all your own. It could be all your mom's. It could be a combination of you and the neighbor. It could be the same service. It could be different service. It doesn't matter so long there are 3. And they add up to 7 points. Those 2 things need to come up. Now, ACN has been so generous with us. And it's running a promotion that it says, if you instead of 3 services get 2 services, but you up the points for a total of 12 points, you can also become CQ. Now that will not only get you CQ and open the doors to get paid, but it'll also hit your first check of $75. May not feel like a lot, but it was my favorite because I knew I was able to get paid in ACN. Now you're gonna ask me, where are the sources of customers? Where am I gonna get my customers? Look guys, we do not go knock on doors. We don't do cold calling. We will go for what we call relationship marketing. First source of customers, the no's from your Zoom presentations. All of you came into our business because you were presented, at a Zoom meeting, the business. Now, can you agree? Some people are gonna say, great, I love this. And some people are gonna say, hey, This is not for me. You know, one of those people was my cousin. At the end of the presentation, my cousin said, Alejandra, this is not for me. No problem. She still has to pay for these bills. So what I love about ACN is there's always something for everybody, because either you're into saving money and making money, or you're just into saving money, but you're into one of the two of them. The business may not be for you, but the services certainly are, because you turn the lights on and you use the internet. So I love every single no, because every single no yield a customer. Now, the people that I do business with, now I'm going to do business with you, and I want to spend my hard-earned money in ACN with you, then you might as well support where I actually get that money to spend on you. So what do I mean by that? My hair salon, my nail salon. I do a lot of business there with both, so they might as well do business back with me. I'll give you another example. How about the guy that cleans my house? How about the guy that mows my lawn? I mean, all those people, the guy, my dry cleaner, my dentist, my chiropractor, all these are places that I visit often, so they might as well support me. And if they don't want to support me, I promise you there's another one on the next corner that will be more than happy to support me. Second source. Third source, friends and family. You know, all of my best friends, that everybody looked at the business. Now, all my friends that looked at the business, my family that looked at the business did not want to do the business, no problem. They still became customers. And this was my approach. See, when my cousin, you know, at the end of the presentation, when I spoke with my cousin, I didn't tell her, hey, Veronica, do you want to save money on your bill? No, because she's my cousin. So she better do anything for me because I do anything for her. As a matter of fact, my cousin next week is going to my apartment in Miami. And you know, when she calls me and she tells me I want to go vacation in Miami, there's no questions asked. I don't even ask her which day she wants to go. I will give her the code to my house because she became my customer. She supports me, I support her. That's what, you know, family do. But see, if I go to my cousin about, hey, do you want to save a couple bucks on your bill? My cousin may be too comfortable where she's at to move a finger. But when I went to my cousin at the end of the presentation, I said, Ronnie, I need a huge favor. What do you think my cousin, who's one of my best friends, said? What do you think she said? Sure, what do you need? But she was probably hoping I didn't get my 1-year-old, my 4-year-old to take care of. You know, and then I said, look, Ronnie, you know, I don't know if you know this, but now I work 15-hour days. She's like, I know that. Well, you know, I really, you know, been in the bank for 23 years of my life. I really want something different. I do not like what I see in the next 10, 20 years. And I certainly don't trust my retirement plan. I can relate to that, she said. Okay, great. Look, because of that, I started this business. So if I can offer you a service that you're already paying for the same value or less than what you're paying, would you do me a huge favor, help me out and try my service? What do you think my cousin said? Oh, screw you, go work 15-hour days, I don't really care. Absolutely not. She immediately became my customer. As a matter of fact, she's been my customer for the last 7 years. Not once she looked to the side for pricing or for anything else because I went for the emotional side of the customer. See, we are emotional creatures, not technical creatures. If it was about saving a penny, she would have already found the cheapest supplier for that specific service, and she didn't. And the last one, yourself. And this one, you know, brings me to this next slide. You know, I know a lot of you are business owners, so, you know, you already understand this concept. But a lot of you are like me. You know, employee. I was an employee, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was one for 23 years of my life. As a matter of fact, that's how they trained me to be at school, right? Now, this is the problem. When I came into ACN, even though I was a high-paid employee at a bank and I had a really good job, I was still an employee mentality. So because I paid $199 for something, it didn't feel like I just bought a business. It really didn't. It felt like I bought something, you know, that I could maybe try. But here's the reality, because you just bought a business. So if you just can understand that I actually, you know, don't work at the bank anymore, that ACN, it's you know, it's everything for me today, and that I was able to say bye-bye to the chains, can you agree this is a wonderful business? So knowing my story and the story of many other people, you know, that today are working for ACN, you know, if you just go with that and understand you bought a business. And because now you're a business owner, you gotta wear your own shirt. See, I have gone to people before and they say, oh, but I love my Comcast. Do you have a Comcast? Well, no, Comcast is not one of the providers that we work with. But we do have Spectrum and AT&T and Dish. Oh, I don't really want to let my Comcast go. I love Comcast. Well, how about I go to your restaurant and I ask you, how's your food? And you tell me, you know what, I never tried it. because I love the restaurant across the street. Where do you think I'm going to go eat? I'm going to leave your restaurants and go across the street, because you have to be a product of your product. So I am my best customer. I am my customer for absolutely everything. Even the things that I didn't have before, like home security. I didn't have home security, but now I sell it, so I might as well have it, because I need to know how it works. How am I going to tell you I love my Vivint home security, which I love, if I don't know how you use? See, the other day somebody told me, Alejandra, how about Verizon on that flash phone? Would it work exactly like Verizon? I say, you know how I know it does? Because for the last 7 years, I fired Verizon and I became my own Verizon customer on flash, and I can guarantee you it still says Verizon on the top. I can guarantee you I never dropped a call. I can guarantee you I always use the same service, and I never felt the difference, except that it was less money. How could I tell you that if I'm not convinced myself? So I want to train myself. I want to be able to talk about my services by experience. I want to know my service works. And guys, I'm never going to be done paying for this service, so might as well, you know, if I'm going to pay for something till the end of my days, get paid on it. Okay, now let's talk about money. First way that we make money is called monthly personal customer acquisition bonuses. I know this can get tricky, so hear me out and pay attention, okay? The first 30 days that you come in the business, we have time to do this for 30 days. So for 30 days, the clock starts ticking, and we have 30 days to get this done. Now, once those 30 days are over, every beginning of the month, every first of the month, the clock starts ticking again. You do not lose the points that you already have. You still have those points. You will add to those points, but you have the chance to do bonuses all over again and all over again and all over again, which I think is phenomenal that ACN allows us to make money every single month just to bring customers to the table. So bonuses are upfront income that you make just to bring to the table. Now, customers, now let's take a look at how that works. First 3 services with 7 points, or 2 services with 12 points, that's CQ. Remember, that's CQ. That is $75. Great. As soon as you add a total of 5 services with 10 points, both things need to happen. 5 services with 10 points. Take a picture of the screen. You don't want to miss this. It's a total of 200. So you'll get another 125 for a total of 200. Now, every 3 services with 6 points or after, it's another 200. And another 3 services with 6 points, another 200. Another 3 services with 6 points, another 200. And there is absolutely no limit on the amount of 200s you can make. Everybody clear on this concept? Now, let's take a look at our goals. I'm a big goal-driven person, because I think that if you want something and you cannot quantify that goal, you just have a dream. So let's quantify your goal. Next 48 hours, I want you to, 1, become CQ, customer qualified, customer qualified, customer qualified. Guys, if we don't do this, your team will do as you do and not as you say. If you tell your team, oh, I didn't get qualified the first 30 days, what do you think they're going to do? They're not going to get qualified either. So they will do what you do, because that's what leadership is. I cannot tell you to go do what I didn't do myself. So first, 48 hours, we want to become customer qualified and host your own Zoom meeting. Post your closest contacts, those people that you want to, you know, be the top leaders on your organization, and introduce this business to, and then we can open the floodgates. Once those 2 things happen, you will not only get your first check, but you will also qualify to attend our leadership training. Patrick will speak about this later, but we have one of the best, if not my favorite speaker, coming into this Friday, a person that doesn't even train anymore, a person with 30+ years in this industry, a person that has been one of the top earners in ACN, that doesn't even train anymore, coming to our Friday night leadership, thanks to our senior vice president and to one of our regional directors, Monica Bernardino. So we want to make sure that you are there with us this Friday. Now let's take a look at the points. Take your cameras out, and everybody take a picture of the slide. This is the point value. I do not want you to learn anything by heart. You're going to see a lot of services here. I'm not going to go over the services. Now, you're going to say, what do you mean you're not going to go over the services? We have limited time here. There is an event happening after this one. Every single regional vice president runs their own. Reach out to the person that invited you to this call. Ask them, where and when is that event for your team specifically? And in that event, which is called a kickoff party, I love the name party. So it's a kickoff party because we're gonna kick off your business. We're gonna go over each and every one of the services in detail, and we're gonna make sure that we map out how you get paid. So do not miss the kickoff party. It's a workshop. It's much more intimate. It's more interactive. You get to ask questions. So all the details of the services are gonna be there. So kickoff party, don't forget it. We're gonna get you CQ there. You gotta do it within the next 48 hours so that we can get you CQ then. And let's take a look at the green ones here. I wanna highlight those. Why they're green is because they're special October promotions. Let's go over them. Identity theft protection. Quarterly is usually 3 points. They're running a promotion for October for 4 points. A great time to get those customers. Identity theft protection annual, it's usually 4 points. Double point promotion this month, boom. You can get 8 points with identity theft protection. Electricity and gas. Electricity and gas are 1 point each, 1 point each for residential, 2 points each for commercial. Home security, one of my favorites. It's 8 points normally. We're running a promotions for 10 points. Payment processing is 3 points normal. We're running a promotions for double points, 6 points this month. Great opportunity. And last but not least, wireless. On our flash wireless, which is Verizon and Sprint private labeled, you will get double points and free activation. You're hearing me right. So great opportunities to go rack up some of those points. And let's get you some examples. Imagine you get an annual ID seal. This is one of my favorite combinations. An annual ID seal for yourself, that's 8 points. And you decide to get a Vivint Home Security, that's 10 points. Boom, that's 18 points. You're qualified, done. You can get it done immediately. 2 quarterly ID seals, you and a best friend, you and your spouse, you and mom. And then you get your electric account or your gas account. That's 9 points right there. Boom, customer qualified. Everybody sees how you can actually have different combinations to get customer qualified. So if you want to take a picture of this and get some ideas, but truthfully, it's not rocket science. It's very simple, right? Now, don't stop there. How many of you heard that saying? But wait, there is more. Let me tell you what more there is. There is a fast start bonus promotion in the month of October. So if you got started in the month of October, you have 30 days to get this done. When you become what we call an executive team leader, an executive team leader will put you in position to make more bonus money. So it's amazing. It's the second position in ACN. And all that it is 30 points between you and your team. Your points count. So say you got that, 2 ID seals for 8 points each, that's 16 points. And then, you got another 4 points for a quarterly ID seals, that's 20 points. Boom, you only need 10 more from your team. So you can do it all yourself, or you can do it alongside a team, but 30 points will give you an extra $300. Now you can do it all by yourself, or you can do it with a team. So we're gonna create your story. I told you a lot, but this is what I want you to leave with. Become CQ within the next 24 hours. So in the next 24 hours, everybody wants to be CQ. I wish I was in a room right now because you would all scream and it would make me really happy. And then we're gonna go ETLs to collect the extra $300. And we're gonna do it with 5 services and 10 points. That's 500 right there. I don't know about you, but I'm loving this money that is coming around. And if my friend Peter Pasternak was listening right now, I would ask him, Peter, what's your favorite color? And he would scream, green crush green. And I love green crush green because you can make a lot of green crush green this month. And so let's get it done. I know that I told you a lot, but CQ, next 24 hours, CQ, next 24 hours, guys. Procrastination is a thief of opportunity. I would say tomorrow seems to be the busiest day because everybody leaves everything for tomorrow. Now, what's the difference between tomorrow and today? No difference. So we're gonna get done today. I just got a new business partner. His name is Preston. Preston is with us here today. Preston got started yesterday. Today, I met his first guest, who is also on the call right now, Fred, who we just gonna only hope that he'll gonna join our team because I love everything that he stands for and his personality. But guess what Preston didn't do? Wait to introduce somebody to me. I said, Preston, when are you doing training? Today? Great, awesome. When are you doing kickoff? Today. So when do you think Preston is gonna get qualified? Today, because he's too fit in. Guys, you're all in or you're all out. Lukewarm, I spit you out. And that doesn't come from me, it comes from the biggest book that it was ever written, which is the Bible. And guys, with that, I am going to stop sharing my screen because I have the best presenter for you to teach you how to build distribution, guys. Okay, if you don't know him, this person has been in this business for 17 years. Okay, first couple of years he had success, but his team was not having success. He realized what he was doing was not duplicatable. He pumped the brakes, generated a system. That system he's going to teach you tonight, because for the last 13 years in a row, that system had allowed this team, the Rockstar team, to be the #1 in production for the last 13 years in a row. And when we have national conventions and there's 20,000 people in an arena, and I cannot wait for those days to come back, he is the person that is teaching those 20,000 people how to build a distribution. You are going to get that same training that 20,000 people get in an arena, and they don't even get to have them in this very intimate setting from him. And that is our #1 Senior Vice President, Circle of Champions member, Mr. Patrick Maser. Patrick, are you with us tonight?
Thank you so much, Alejandra. Phenomenal job. We appreciate your leadership. We appreciate your coaching. You did great. The chat's blowing up. Hey, put a chat if you enjoyed Alejandra's presentation, if you got something out of it. Let's do a quick stretch break. I think we all need to take a minute. I got a standing desk anymore. I'm doing so many Zooms. So let's all take a second to stretch a little bit, move around, get the blood circulating. Thank you. That, look at it. She's stretching. Dave, I think you got a little Jessica, you're putting your earrings in there, right? Something's happening. So let's all take a real quick stretch break. All right. Christopher, look at that. He's totally coachable. Presley's coachable. Fred's coachable. Fatty Baba's coachable. Who else is coachable? Birthday boy. There's a birthday girl on here. She's coachable. It's look at that, huh? All right. You know, we got to keep the blood moving. That's one bad thing about this whole Zoom thing is, you know, we can't grab the energy of each other as we would in a normal live event when we're all together. And I think my best probably analogy, if you will, is if you ever been to a sporting event. How many of you watch sports on TV? And how many of you have been to this sporting event? Can we agree there's a difference, right? Can we agree that you walk into the stadium, you can feel the energy, you can feel the people, you can feel the excitement. I mean, you are just so hyped up to be there. And so we know today we're in a little bit of a different situation, if you will, and we're using the Zoom technology, which is great. We're still able to watch the game. We're still able to see who the champions are, but we also know there's an element that's taken away. And so that's why I'm always real conscious about keeping you moving, making sure we move through this quickly, making sure we get the right information to you, just so that we can help you get to where you want to go faster. Now, look, what's going to make ACN work? You got to have a reason why. And that reason why has to be the driver. Why? Because I had to say no to happy hour with my friends. I had to say no to going to the movies with my friends. Why? Because I had a dream bigger than spending time drinking on a bar stool or watching a movie that I didn't make any money at. Does that make sense? Now, look, there's nothing wrong with those things if you want to be average. And if you got on here tonight to be average, you're doing way too much. Average people don't get on Zoom presentations. Average people, can we agree, are doing what average people do. So you're here tonight to be exceptional. You're here tonight to be, you know, above average. And so the first thing I want you to write down is why you're doing the business. Why? Because it's easy to get a customer, but it's easier not to. It's easier for you to go out and put some services in tonight, but it's easier not to. See, most people do not have a reason for doing something. That's why they don't do it. ACN's the Ferrari of opportunity, but if you got nowhere to go, who cares if you got a Ferrari? Does that make sense? We could give you the nicest vehicle in the world, but if you go, I got nowhere to go, great. That vehicle is only good for people that have somewhere to go. Does that make sense? So tell me where you want to go. We'll tell you how to get there. If you said, I want to make an extra $300 to $500 a month, no problem. We'll show you how to get there. If you want to go out and become stone wealthy, great. We'll show you how to get there. But can we agree there's a different plan for both? Does that make sense? If you go to the gym saying, hey, I want to be, you know, competing in a bikini, ladies, or men, I want to be on the stage with just my shorts on, that's a different program. Can we agree that I want to lose 10 pounds? Right or wrong? See, there's a different training. So you've got to sort of determine what you want out of this so that we can coach you. Like Jeff Rincon, who you heard from, he's going regional vice president. So he's on a different track, if you will, of doing ACN than somebody that said, I want to make an extra $500 a month because I don't want a car payment no more. I want a free car from ACN. So you got to remember there's going to be a different situation for a different desire. Now, when I first got started, look, I just wanted to make some extra income. So that's not a bad place to start, but I wrote it down. I want to get out of debt. And guess what happened? I got out of debt. Then my dream started to get bigger. Boy, I'd like to have a new car instead of new to me. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I used to buy cars and take them home and clean them. Anybody ever do that one before? Right? So I'm talking new car, right? So there's some things that all of you can have here, but you got to start with the reason why. Everything is the reason why, because it's easy to do, but it's easier not to do. That's what this is all about. Now, I love Zoom because we can share this idea with people on Zoom. Now, why is this important for you? Because no longer are you restricted by your zip code. No longer are you in a situation where you got to drive somewhere or go somewhere to show this business to people. So the first thing you want to do is book your Zoom. And I'm telling you, you can do as many as you want. For those of you that are signing up tonight, you can do one tomorrow night. Why? Because it doesn't require a lot for somebody to show up on Zoom. So go ahead and text the person you're working with or write down the time you want to do a Zoom. Now we do these on the hour, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I did one 10 o'clock this morning. You can do one at 8 o'clock at night. If whatever works for you. Second thing we do is we build a list. Look, all of us have all the databases we need in these cell phones in our hands. And that list is going to be everybody you and I know. If they made it in your phone, you know. And so we're going to take those names and we're going to put them on a notebook, because understand, some people's timing is right and some people's timing is not right. So you don't want to forget about anybody. You want to build a big, big list of people. Now, here's been our experience. Business owners, number one. Why? They have a work ethic. Can we agree business owners think a little differently? Business owners in 2020 are looking for online business, not brick and mortar business. Business owners are looking for opportunity. People ask me all the time, how did you get so many credit card processing customers? It's unbelievable. And I said, I just invited the business owner. Because if a business owner sat on a Zoom presentation and hears that they can get paid up to 20% on every credit card transaction, doesn't it make sense just to become your own customer? You know, people go, wow, that makes so much sense. Why do I invite business owners? Because I know they have credit card processing. I know they have multiple bills because they have business bills and residential bills. Second type of person is somebody that has direct sales industry. This is a great industry to be in. The challenge is every other company out there sells a product. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you're selling a product. Little hard for me to give you a demonstration on a vitamin tonight. You'd have to wait for me to send it to your house, and you would have to receive the package. You'd have to open the package. You'd have to eat the vitamin. And then I'd have to wait 3 to 5 days to see if it worked for you. How many of us agree we can do a demonstration on electricity real easy? Turn the lights on, turn the lights off. See the difference? Our services, they can't live without. People that do real estate. Look, everybody in real estate will do ACN. Everybody. It just makes sense. I don't know anybody in real estate right now that thinks that there's not a great opportunity to help their clients. Meaning that's part of being in real estate. Can we agree? If you own rental properties, you got to help your tenants. If you sell real estate, you got to help your homeowners. If you're a property manager, you got to help the tenants. If you're flipping properties, you got to pay for these bills because those bills need to get paid. So write down everybody in real estate. Look, here's what I know about real estate. They are the most friendliest people out there because nobody with a bad personality will make it selling real estate, yes or no. Nobody wants to buy a home from somebody that's negative, and nobody wants to sell a home with someone that's negative. So you can call anybody in real estate and invite them on your Zoom, and I promise they'll come take a look. Now, everybody else, everybody else means, people that drive a cab. We have a cab driver, MD Rahman, hit senior vice president. We have an individual that came into ACN, Mr. Harsh Patel. He worked at a bank. So look, don't prejudge anyone. Share this with everyone and invite. That's your job. Now, 50%, I'll write this down, 50%. Why did I say write down 50%? Because 50% of the people you invite will show up and 50% will not show up, okay? No big deal. The person that puts the most people on Zoom wins. And you gotta have a goal. Man, look, write the goal down, send out a minimum of 20 invites. 20 invites. And so how do I invite people? Take a picture. Now I want to give you a little piece of advice here, and I want you to pay very close attention. When I text anyone, I text them, how are you first? Look, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You're building relationships. These are people that you want to do business with. Look, I only do business with people I like. Look, if I don't like you or you come at me with a big sales type situation, look, I'm not even listening to what you have to say because you didn't ask me how I'm doing. You didn't start off with, are you okay? So make sure when you give somebody a phone call or you send somebody a text message, start out with, how are you? We know these are very unique times that we're in right now, and there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now. So you just want to be nice to people and how are you? They're going to appreciate you saying, how are you? Once they say, I'm great, or doing okay, or thanks for asking, then it's an easy conversation from there. Then it's, hey, look, do you look at other ways of making money? Do you look at other ways? Yeah, great. Look, there's a successful business owner that's doing a Zoom presentation tomorrow at 7 for 20 minutes to show me and a group of people how to make additional money from home. I'm only allowed 20 guests, and I thought about you. Would you like me to send you a link? How many of us think we could send that text message out? How are you? Great. Do you look at other ways of making money? Yes. Then and this is cut and paste stuff. Send the same thing. The only thing you're changing is who you're sending it to. It's the same thing. Now, there's only going to be 3 responses. No, I don't. Yes, I do. What are you talking about? Great. That's why we're having a presentation, so we can learn together. Now, if they say yes, send them the link. Now, this is important. Somebody from the office will call to confirm. Please dial in on the Zoom 5 minutes before and have your camera on and introduce yourself so we can see you on the call. Now, why did I say a confirmation? See, without a confirmation call, you will get literally a 0 to 40% show up. So people send me a list that here's the 15 people I've invited. I call those 15 people. Hey, do you know how to use Zoom? Great. I can't wait for you to get a chance to see what we're into. It's going to be about a 20-minute presentation. I will see you there. Now, if they have any questions, remember, just say you want them to hear it from an expert, and I don't have all the details, and they will explain everything in detail on the call. Would you like me to include you in on the call? And let me tell you what gets people to show up. Curiosity, meaning you're telling them, come find out. It's 20 minutes. You only have to click a link. There's nothing else you have to go do. So you've got to master this. Did you hear what I just said? You've got to master this, meaning it's about being coachable. I think we can agree McDonald's doesn't have the best hamburger you've ever eaten, but every single one of them are the same, and they make billions and billions and billions of dollars. So if we want to make billions and billions of dollars, we've got to do the same thing. And what's the same thing? How are you? Great. Do you look at other ways of making money? Great. There's a successful business owner. I'm doing a Zoom presentation tomorrow at 7 for 20 minutes to show me and a group of people on how to make additional money from home. I'm only allowed 20 guests, and I thought about you. Would you be open? Should I send you a link? Yes. Well, I need to know more. Great. Here's the link. Somebody's going to call and confirm. Can't wait to see you. It's going to take 20 minutes, and I'll see you on the Zoom. Now, 15 minutes before the Zoom, take a note. Send them a little reminder text. 15 minutes till the Zoom begins. I appreciate people being professional, as you do. I appreciate people sending me reminders, as you do. And just remember, there's only 2 types of people in this world. People that are looking for opportunities and people that aren't. Now, the person that can send the most text messages or the person that can make the most phone calls wins. I love this part. You know why? Because it didn't matter my education. See, so many times in life, I thought, man, I'll never be successful because I wasn't the top guy in the class. I didn't go to the great universities. I wasn't the person that grew up in the big neighborhoods with all the successful people. And I came into this opportunity and they said, can you copy? Yet, now remember, I wish I would have had Zoom when I started because I had to call you to come to my house. So can we agree that's a little more conversation than do you have 20 minutes? It took them 20 minutes to drive to my house. In some cases, 45 minutes. In other cases, an hour just to come. So I was asking them for an hour to drive, a 45-minute presentation, and an hour home. That was 3 hours of their life to come look at what I'm doing. This is 20 minutes is all we asked of their time. So the person that makes the most calls, sends the most text messages, wins. Now, I'd love for you to put in the chat who's going to win. I'd love for you to tell me how many people you're going to invite in the next 2 days. I'd love to see how many of you are making that commitment tonight. See, my mentor said if you write it down and you tell it publicly, it'll come true. Why? Because you wrote it and now you're speaking it. Now, be professional. Look, if you're going to make a lot of money on Zoom, look like you're going to make a lot of money. Have a great backdrop, have your lights on, have your camera tested, pay attention. Don't be text messaging during the Zoom. Take some notes during the Zoom. Just send a little reminder before. And then your role is thank everybody for coming and introduce the speaker. I'm going to repeat that. You got to introduce the speaker because you're the organizer. So everybody knows you. They don't know the speaker. So if I have Alejandro as my speaker, I'm saying, guys, we're going to start 5 minutes after 7. I'd like to be courteous with your time. Mary, good to see you. Bob, good to see you. Tom, oh, you made it. Oh, Donna, great to see you. I hope you're okay, guys. I'm so excited you made it. We've got an incredible speaker tonight. She's a regional vice president. She's having tremendous amount of success. I want to turn it over to her, Alejandra Kalman, and allow her to do the presentation. That's it. Now, this is amazing. Take a picture of this bonus. You've got 30 days from the day you start to go ETL. And if you go ETL in 30 days, they're going to give you an additional $300 on top of the $50 every person that comes into your team that gets customer qualified in 30 days. Now remember, 30 days from the day you start. So if you start today, it's 30 days from today for you to do it. Now remember, it's a bonus, and I like bonuses because it gives you more money and you get a great story like David, who you heard from earlier, like Margot, who you heard from earlier. They got great stories. Because they can say to people, look, it works. I made money. Things are really happening for me. Now, schedule it in the next 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because procrastination is a thief of opportunity. Don't do it next week. Don't do it 5 days from today. You're thinking like average people. That's what average people do. Listen, successful people take action right away. This was totally new for me. These were the ideas I was like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. I never even thought about it. Why? Because most people want to think. Successful people do. Now, how are you going to learn something? Experience. Can we agree the first text message is the hardest, right? How are you? Should I send it now or should I wait till tomorrow morning? Or should I send it tonight? Or should I send it in an hour? See, just take action. Now, remember, we're sorting through people. We're not convincing. We're not twisting anybody's arm. We are sorting. That's what we're doing. Second thing we're going to do is a no is not a no forever. Some people are going to tell you no. A month from now, things are going to change in their life just like they changed in yours. I've had people come into my business 4 and 5 and 6 months after I got started, 7 and 8 years after I got started. Say, what's that mean? That means, look, they saw that I was doing it. They saw that I was making money. They saw that things were happening. But guess what? I was excited. And let me tell you what got people into my business. Excitement. Why? I was the one at the Ferrari dealership. I was the one at the Rolex dealership. I couldn't even afford the brochures. And I was there looking at stuff because I was excited. And people want to be around excited people. Now, first goal is to remember, ACN is a personal development business. You're going to have to overcome your fear. You're going to have to make some commitments. You're going to have to invite some people to come take a look. Look, again, I'm not talking to average people tonight. Average people do not do what we do. They do not. They complain about their situation and do nothing about their situation. Talk about what they should have done or what you should do or what should happen instead of going do something about it. Company's great. Services are great. Only thing we got to do is work on you. How do we do that? Number one, we come to class. How many of you got something out of tonight? How many of you got something out of tonight? Great. Go to the kickoff party. Second thing, let's get you paid. I want to get paid. CQ. I want to get paid. CQ. That gets you paid. Look, that's about getting paid. I don't know about you, but that was a belief thing for me, man. Once I made money in ACN, nobody could tell me it didn't work. Nobody. Say that doesn't work for me. Oh, they don't work for me. Really? I was able to recruit people because of the way that I felt. People communicate with feelings and not words. Host that Zoom meeting. I challenge you to do one tomorrow. Then you get to go to Friday Night Leadership. Friday Night Leadership is 7 o'clock. If you get CQ'd and you host a Zoom, you get to come to Friday night. And our biggest event's coming up in December. It'll be a virtual national convention. We normally fill stadiums around the world with tens of thousands of people. It's crazy. I mean, I can't wait for you to go. But this Friday, we're going to have a legend. George Zalicki. Write that name right down at the bottom. George Zalicki. I dare you to go to YouTube and listen to one of his audios on YouTube. Any single one of you here tonight, write down that name, George Zalicki. Go to YouTube, and before you go to bed or first thing in the morning, watch any audio on YouTube in this guy and wait for this upcoming Friday night. See, how do I know you can have more? Is because you can become more. See, that's the beautiful part of our opportunity is you can become more and you will have more. And becoming is a process. Just like raising kids or raising a garden or anything else that you and I do, you can become more by learning more. And I'm telling you, this individual is an absolute giant in the personal development world. Anybody you've listened to before this man will be a child, I promise you. And I say that with total confidence because I've had the pleasure and the honor of listening to literally hundreds of personal development people. But here's the difference. Do you realize that these personal development people make their money selling books? Right or wrong? That's what they do. They sell audios and books. I mean, that's how they make their money. George Zalicki made tens of millions of dollars building teams in network marketing. Does that make sense? Meaning he did the personal development thing, but he made all his money in this industry. And so how many of us would agree? How many of you hate the coach that never played the game? Right? I love that. I love it. Oh, I'm a coach. Yeah. How much money have you made coaching? Oh, I made all my money coaching, made all my money writing books. How many businesses have you made? That's the difference. And George is going to literally show you how you can take your $199 business and do something so significant that your kids are going to know your name. How many of us want that to happen? Yeah, me too. How many of you go, that's who changed it all right there? That person on the wall, that's the one right there. They got involved in energy deregulation, identity theft. Could you imagine being an identity theft in 2020? Oh my Lord, that was unbelievable. Timing was perfect for them. So here's my challenge to you before we let you go. I want you to write in the chat if you're going to commit to doing a meeting in the next 48 hours. Write in the chat. That way I get to see your name pop up and I know I will be doing a meeting in the next 24 to 48 hours. Go ahead and write on the chat, leave me a message. That way I can see everybody messages. Oh, they're coming in. Great to see. I will do a meeting. I will do a meeting. I will do a meeting. That's what it's all about because that's what's going to commit this thing up to make it work. You know, that's what this business is all. It's just about commitment. You make the commitment, it's going to work for you. Just like it's worked for everybody. That's all this business is. It's easy to do, but it's easier not to do. It's easy to do, but it's easier not to do. Success is easy. It's simple. It's not complicated. And with Zoom, oh, forget it. And I like when people listen, I had to pick up the phone and call people. I had to listen to them and, oh, I don't know, and I'm not sure. Now you can text them. Hey, I'm driving. I don't have time to talk. Can you make it or not? That's it. It is so, so exciting for you to be a part of what we're creating here. And I am pumped up because you got an opportunity to meet my personal mentor on Friday, 7 p.m. I am telling you, it is going to be a big deal. Look, I am starting tomorrow. I'll be there. Jessica, great. Congratulations. Let's do it. I'm excited for each and every one of you taking the time to work on yourself. I hope you got value out of tonight. We're creating something special as an organization. We are going to 20,000 reps a month, and we want to take you with us. And we're going to help a lot of people around the world. I promise you that. Second thing is, if you're not on our team website, write this down, wealthinstituteinc.com. wealthinstituteinc.com. If you didn't get a text message about tonight's call, make sure you subscribe, because we send text messages out every single week so that you know what's going on. All of us are living in a text world. They send me a text, I can forward it to my guests. Let's say I do a Zoom meeting tomorrow, 3 people go, hey, I want to learn more. I can just forward the text that I get from Wealth Institute. Does that make sense? So I can just send that text right over. That way I don't have to get involved in doing anything but push and paste, right? Copy and paste, copy and paste. I mean, it's like, this is so crazy what we can do here today. This is so awesome what we have the ability. So I am ready. I am excited. We're going to go make some big things happen here together. Make sure you jump on your parties with with all of your leaders, so that way you guys get a chance to, do a little bit of a deeper dive into the services, get your first promotion out of the way. And I challenge you to do a Zoom meeting in the next 48 hours. Look, the country needs a distraction right now. Yes or no? They need a Zoom meeting. Right or wrong. It's like, look, why don't you get it? Like, it don't matter who's in the White House. Here's what I do know. It matters who's in your house. That's all that matters. I don't care who you vote for. At the end of the day, you're still going to have to go make it happen for your family. Yes or no? That's it. That's all I know. I know we're still going to have to make it happen for our families, period. So let's go out and do it here together, guys. I love to be here with all of you. I'm so excited about our big future here together. Let's all say goodnight together. Unmute yourself if you can. Say goodnight. If you already wrote in the chat, I saw a lot of people coming in. Scheduled their Zoom the next 24 hours. Preston, you're the man. Jessica, awesome. Birthday girl, awesome. Look at that. She got it. Everybody that scheduled their meetings, God bless. Looking forward to get to know everybody. That concludes the call here for the night. Jump into your kickoff parties. Let's have a good time together.